Hello everybody and welcome back to our F1 2012 career mode. Today we have round 5 of the season, which I believe is the Spanish Grand Prix. Last time out at the Bahrain Grand Prix, unfortunately it was our first retirement of the season. It was an embarrassing one as well, both in qualifying and the race we crashed out, which was not good because I think during that race, all the carnage that was happening, we could have potentially scored points if everything went our way. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Thank you very much for the support on this series so far. I was not expecting everybody to enjoy or at least watch the series as much as people have been watching it. So I really appreciate that. And long may it continue. Make sure to like this video as well as subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We'll jump into this round of the season. It is the Spanish Grand Prix. Objectives for this weekend: 20th in qualifying and 17th place in the race. And I don't think there's going to be any rain. There's overcast conditions for Friday and Saturday, but it seems to be quite sunny for the Sunday. Tyre wear. Do we actually care about the tyre wear messages? I don't think so. This is the race results data from last weekend. So Vettel actually got the fastest lap, and the pole sitter was Fernando Alonso. I did not even set a qualifying lap time. My teammate also retired. So we're actually tied on this now. He got a faster lap in the race, but I outraced him technically, even though I did not finish. Neither of us have podiums. We've out-qualified each other to a piece. It's very close between me and De La Rosa this season, which is very exciting. I like it being that close. He's still ahead of me in the championship, though, because he's had a 13th place finish. My best result is a 14th place finish. At the top of the table, Michael Schumacher still leads, but Mark Webber is closing in big time now. Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel tied, and they're only 5 points off the lead as well. I can't imagine Michael Schumacher will stay ahead, but at least we know he's led for 20% of the whole season already, which is huge for the Michael. HRT, we sit down in 10th place in the Constructors, with Red Bull leading the way. Mercedes, McLaren and Ferrari very close together in the battle for second place. Enough talk, let's jump in to the Spanish Grand Prix weekend. Welcome to qualifying day here at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya in Spain. It's a big weekend, actually. I completely forgot. We're racing for HRT. It's a Spanish team, and it's our home Grand Prix. One of 2 home Grand Prix this season, with the Valencia Street Circuit once again hosting the European Grand Prix. But it starts here with Barcelona, and here we are in qualifying, where there is no chance of rain. We've got the option tyres on, which are the yellow stripes. I think that's the medium tyres or the softs. I can't remember what colour coordination it is, but we'll give it our best shot. Get a lap on the board nice and early and see what the pace is like compared to my teammate in particular. Here we are starting our first flying lap at the circuit here in qualifying 1. And that is our first lap on the board, and it's not looking too great. Not looking too great at all. It's half second down on Kovalainen, who I know has been quick in qualifying this season. And that's Maldonado off into the gravel there. That's quite distracting, but I didn't lift. I feel like it was an improvement. I did just make a mistake in the final sector. Oh, it's only a 10th improvement. Yeah, I think I lost a bit of time. Got a bit too trigger happy on the exit of the final chicane there. There wasn't really much of an improvement. Just 3.5 minutes to go in the session, and Jean-Eric Verne is fastest, with Fernando Alonso in second place at his home Grand Prix. Right now, we're down in 21st. Ricardo, not even out on circuit. He's not set a time. And I can definitely find a good room for improvement. Maybe break into the 25s. De La Rosa right now is 9/10 quicker than me. Here we go then. About to start our final flying lap in the session. We'll put it all on the line. See if we can out-qualify my teammate. I don't think I've done enough. I really don't think I've done enough here. Up towards the line to set our time. It's a 26.5, and I'm out-qualified by De La Rosa for the 3rd time this year. I did not mean to almost restart the session. I was getting rid of my camera. Ricardo last, though, surprisingly, not setting a time. I'm ahead of both Marushas, but there was more time on the board. I made a mistake there. You would have seen through turn, I think it was turn 9, going up the hill. Went wide, ran across the gravel a little bit, and that cost me the time I needed, which is a shame. But De La Rosa up in 18th place. And poor old Andy Knight is absolutely devastated with that one, failing the objective of 20th or above and being out-qualified by my teammate. And now it's time for the main event. It is the Spanish Grand Prix. You might notice I'm wearing a completely different shirt now. It may or may not be a different day to when we did qualifying, There is a reason for that. Maybe I won't go into it. Okay, I'll tell you. The pit assist is broken at the circuit. So I attempted the race and I lost the front wing on like lap 1. And I went into the pits and it just crashed into the wall. So it just crashed me into the wall on its own without me even doing anything. So I'm not counting that. This is the real race. Let's have a look at the starting grid. It's Fernando Alonso on pole position at his home Grand Prix alongside Jenson Button. And then we have a second row of Grosjean and Perez. Vettel and Webber, the 2 Red Bulls on row 3. Ahead of Hamilton and Schumacher, the 2 7-time world champions. Maldonado 9th with the rest rounding out the top 10. Then we have Felipe Massa, Rosberg and Raikkonen all knocked out in Q2. Ahead of Hulkenberg, Verne, Senna, Kobayashi, Della Rosa at his home Grand Prix. And the team's home Grand Prix, of course. Then we have Kovalainen, Petrov, Early, Peak, Glock and Daniel Ricciardo, who did not set a time in qualifying. Starts in 24th. It's a 33-lap race, and we'll start on the option tyres, go to lap 12 for the primes, and then go another 21 laps to the end of this race. Well, there's only one more thing to do, and that's go racing. The 2012 Spanish Grand Prix is next. The home race for HRT. Let's deliver the goods then. 5 lights are on, and we are underway here for the Spanish Grand Prix of 2012, and it's such a long run down towards turn 1, and I'm already getting swallowed up by the pack. There's a driver on my left and right, both the Marussias moving past, and here comes Daniel Ricciardo to the outside for turn 1. I'm not going to let him go there. Oh, I was late on the brakes by me. Back up the inside of Charles Pic though, and I've heard somebody lose a front wing. I think they just hit me there. I think I have been hit by somebody. Daniel Ricciardo's made it through. Where's Charles Pic? I think Charles Pic's out the race. He's got to be out the race. Yeah, he's still at turn 2. And we're in 22nd place, already losing a couple positions off the start there. And somebody else losing a front wing up ahead. I see a Mercedes in the midfield going slow as Ricciardo gets the up and under on me through turn 4. And I'll dive to the inside here of Timo Glock for turn 5. Not much space on that inside though, but I will get past the Marussia on the run down through this kink, which is turn 6, and then into the braking zone of turn 7. The 2 Caterhams of Petrov and Kovalainen next up. But there's definitely somebody circulating up ahead without a front wing. So they'll be backing up the pack. And if there's any opportunity for me to advance without losing my front wing, would be nice. We've lost the front wing and we've got a puncture. What in the world just happened? So we went through turn 9. And I think up ahead somebody... Yeah, there was a Caterham off. I couldn't do anything to avoid the cars in front. I think I got rear-ended by Timo Glock as well. And we're going to lose the positions here. Ricciardo goes through. Surprisingly, everybody's still in the race according to the... Oh no. Yeah, okay, we have to be very, very cautious with the puncture. We cannot take any speed at all. Timo Glock, I assume, has only just lost the front wing and not a puncture as well, but this is very painful. Oh no, I think Glock's got a puncture as well. He's going very slow. So it's going to be a race in the pit lane between James Early and Timo Glock. I can't even turn the car. Right, get me into the pits now. And away we go. We're going to still be ahead of Glock here, as we're going to rejoin in 23rd and second to last. It's going to be a fight back through the field. I know we've got good race pace. Lap 3 has begun. The gap to Charles Pic in front is 28.6. Let's see how fast we can catch up. We'll also definitely put the options back on towards the end of the race, so we'll be really quick in that final stint. But right now we're sort of actually matching Charles Pic's time. He's on the options, I'm on the primes. So it might swing my way in the next few laps. If you look in the bottom left at the minimap, you'll see a massive train of, I think it's 18 cars, or maybe 17 cars, from first place all the way down to 17th, all in one huge train, which is extraordinary. I caught a whole 2 seconds in the final sector on that lap. I'm really quick in the final sector, not so much in the middle sector. I'm getting faster and faster each lap. I gained on Peak a whole second on that lap, so he's starting to slow down because of the option tyres starting to wear. The game's not even telling me the gap to Charles Pic on that lap. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. Unfortunately, I'm actually going to get blue flags in maybe 3 or 4 laps time. Unless, of course, the leaders pit before then, which will save me a little bit. But I don't want to give up loads of time letting the traffic through. Petrov is now the car ahead of me, so I assume Charles Pic and Vitaly Petrov went to war for that 21st place. And it has changed hands. There's loads of drivers into the pits on the end of lap 12, which was the lap I was originally going to pit. And I imagine some of the drivers, the other back markers in front of me, Pic, Petrov, even my teammate might be in on this lap. Yeah, my teammate and Pic is in, so Hopefully I'll move past Sharpeak at least. De La Rosa rejoining just now, and he's going down towards turn 1, so he's still a few seconds ahead of me. But we're past Sharpeak and up into 22nd place. We are much quicker than De La Rosa ahead, so this is good work. And Vitaly Petrov into the pits, so we'll be up to 21st place. Tell Pedro to let me pass for the championship, please. That's my message to the team. We've got DRS though on my teammate De La Rosa, who looks to defend the inside. Oh, he goes back to the outside as we slam on the brakes for turn 1. And there's a yellow flag in sector 3 on the minimap. Something's happened. Some erratic driving from De La Rosa here, who must be very, very motivated to stay ahead of me today, in particular at this race, because it is his home Grand Prix. Much closer this time around, so this should be a nice, easy overtake. With the aid of DRS as well, as we start lap 16. We'll try and get to about lap 22 before pitting, or maybe 21. We move to the outside of De La Rosa, who defends fresh air. Yeah, we'll get to about lap 21 and then put on a set of the options. Next car up the road is Heikki Kovalainen. He's 13.8 seconds ahead, as Fernando Alonso leads right now. We've just hit half race distance. We're really consistent with the lap times, just solidly in the 29s. When we pit, I think we'll have such a pace advantage over all my fellow back markers that even though I'm 13 seconds behind Kovalainen and I still need to pit, I still think we've got a great chance of reaching him by the end of the race. I'm going to try and time it perfectly with a pit stop, that as soon as I start getting blue flags for the second place man, because Alonso's so far ahead, it doesn't really matter about him. But as soon as second place gets up to me, I'll be into the pits and I'll rejoin behind all the traffic. And that goes Alonso, who's leading. His lead must be huge. I'd say 15, maybe even 20 seconds ahead of whoever's in second place. The field's spreading out too much, so whenever I pit, I think I'm going to come into a load of blue flags. Okay, lap 21. I've set my personal best lap, 28.8, and I'm going to box at the end of this one and put a set of the option tyres on. Oh, car getting loose there. That was close to race ending. As we've seen in Bahrain, it doesn't take much to end the race. We've got Mark Webber in second place right behind me. I'll let him up the inside into the turn 10 hairpin. And here he goes. Come on, mate. And we'll send it into the pits here. Make sure we've got the option tyres selected again. Sometimes it just resets that. I feel this is going to be a lot of traffic on the rejoin. I tried to time it well. I think we're going to get some blue flags as we rejoin in 21st place. Hulkenberg's just refusing to overtake me. Thank you, mate. Oh my gosh, what is going on? We put brand new tyres on. They're supposed to be nice and fresh. At least I've got rid of the blue flags now. 27.5. That's 1.3 seconds quicker than my previous best. And we are 7.5 seconds behind my teammate De La Rosa. The target is still 19th place Kovalainen. That has not changed. And he's got the blue flags now. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be dropping a lot of time. Carbon fibre there in the gravel on the exit of turn... Is it turn 5? And we got DRS on Pedro. Lap 26 out of 33. The laps are ticking down. And the gap between me and De La Rosa is ticking down as well, as towards turn 1 we go. Can't get late enough on the brakes to send a move up the inside on him yet. And that is Petrov, he's 24th place. So he's a whole lap behind me and De La Rosa. And he's getting right in the way. Can I make it up the inside into turn 5? Yeah, we'll take that. That's a nice, easy move. And Petrov moves out the way of me. Right, somehow Kovalainen's 25 seconds up the road. So I assume he's not even got the blue flags yet. But I know as soon as he gets blue flags, he'll be dropping a lot of time. Closed on Kovalainen by, I think, 4 seconds on that lap. And there's about 5 laps to go. 13.9 to Kovalainen. Caught by 5 seconds on that lap. With 2 laps to go, the gap is 8.7. We're still gaining by seconds a lap, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And Fernando Alonso wins here in Spain in front of an adoring home crowd who acclaim him as the greatest driver of the 21st century, I'm sure. Well, it's a shame how that one played out. We weren't able to catch Kovalainen by the end. And it was all sort of ruined by the first lap incident, really. But a recovery to 20th place and ahead of my teammate is the best we could have done in that situation. Alonso wins ahead of Webber by 17 seconds, and he claims the fastest lap It was truly a dominant weekend from Fernando Alonso. Webber and Vettel complete the podium, so 2 Red Bulls on the podium. Hamilton in 4th. Grosjean slipped down to 5th place by the end. The Ferrari of Felipe Massa actually scoring good points today. Perez up there as well, so is the rest. Michael Schumacher, I don't think he's the championship leader anymore, unfortunately. Down in 9th place. And 10th place for Pastor Maldonado, ahead of the McLaren of Jenson Button. Raikkonen did not make any inroads during that race. He finished in 12th place. Then we had Hulkenberg and Rosberg. Then the 2 Toro Rossos. Ricciardo ahead of Verne after Ricciardo started in last place. And then we have the Sauber of Kamui Kobayashi, the Williams of Bruno Senna, and Kovalainen led the back markers home, ahead of me and my teammate Pedro de la Rosa, who would be disappointed with that after qualifying up in 18th. The 2 Marussias of Peak and Glock in 22nd and 23rd, and of course Vitaly Petrov 3 laps down in last place. It means Alonso takes the lead in the championship, and Michael Schumacher has slipped all the way down to 4th, which I'm quite sad about actually. Michael Schumacher's reign at the top of the championship is over. Webber ahead of Vettel there in the battle between the 2 Red Bulls. And there's a big gap back to 5th place Lewis Hamilton, who's ahead of his teammate Jenson Button. Grosjean right now ahead of Raikkonen as well. And Massa scoring good points today lifts him up into 11th place. I am still behind my teammate. I am still in 20th place in the championship. Red Bull now 55 points ahead of Ferrari, who have extended their lead over McLaren and Mercedes. Lotus there in 5th place, sort of on their own. Williams and Sauber very close in the battle for 6th place. And HRT lead the teams who have not scored a point yet this season. They love me. I can do no wrong. They absolutely adore me. Where's the bold guy? He's not there. I think the bold guy's gone home for the day. Thank you very much for watching that video. If you enjoyed that one, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And the next race is the big one. It's the Monaco Grand Prix. And I'm thinking with our realistic damage mod as well, if things go our way, points, I don't want to preempt it, but points could really be a possibility. So if you're looking forward to that one, make sure to leave a like on this video. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.